So as we go through and look at this stuff, if you're not interested in buying it, you could really do me a favor by trying to help me with the price. I want to get a price for each of these 4 items that's fair for me, but I also want a price that's fair for the person buying it. I don't want to rip anyone off, and I don't want to get ripped off. So if you're not interested in buying one, leave me a comment and tell me what one or any or all 4 of these things are worth in your opinion. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I'm recording this today to let you guys know that I'm selling some of my favorite pieces of equipment and give my viewers first opportunity if anyone's interested in this stuff. And before anyone gets too excited, I'm not selling my tractor, but I'm selling tractor attachments. And I guess we should just get some basic stuff out of the way, because these videos might be viewed years from now. Before you ask me if it's still available or what the price is, check the pinned comment. Because if someone buys one of these items, I will put that right in the pinned comment, and we don't have to have a lot of those unnecessary conversations. I think I'll also put the prices in that comment. So, I've really got 4 items I want to talk about that are for sale. 3 of them I'm selling because they're sort of duplicates, or I guess 2 of them are duplicates of something else I have. And then the last one, when I get to it, is really one of my favorite attachments, but I've just decided to move on for the same reason that most people sell something, is I kind of need the money more than the stuff at this point. So, first thing we have is a tooth bar. So, let me show you the tooth bar. Okay, so here is the first thing I'm selling. This tooth bar right here is the heavy hitch tooth bar. And I'll grab a tape measure before I finish talking about this. But my story with tooth bars is I wanted a tooth bar, so I bought the Everything Attachments tooth bar. And then there was a lot of discussion about what's the best tooth bar. And I said, man, I should just compare all the tooth bars I can get my hands on. So I got the Everything Attachments Wicked tooth bar, this heavy hitch tooth bar, and the Piranha bar from Be Expanded. And I did a comparison video. And my favorite was the Be Expanded. So I'm using it. So I bought this heavy hitch tooth bar. I think it was between $400 and $500 with shipping. And I used it in that video one time for about an hour. And then I leaned it against a post outside, and it got a little bit of rain on it, so we've got some surface rust here. But after that, I've only used it for 30 minutes. After that, I brought it in, and it's been leaning right here for the last, I don't know, 6 months or however long since I did that video. Let's get a measurement on this. This tooth bar is 56 inches wide. Now my bucket is 57.5 or something, maybe 57.5. And so I got it as wide as the bucket. But honestly, there is no reason this has to go all the way to the end. So this is 56 inches. If your bucket was 64 inches and you had 4 inches on a bucket on the outside of the tooth on each side, wouldn't hurt a thing. So the other tooth bars, that's another reason I decided to sell this one. This one is versatile to different buckets, whereas some of the other ones that mount up the side of the bucket require an exact fit. Now, for me, the negative to this tooth bar was that your bucket edge is here and your teeth stick down another inch or 2. And while I find it to be aggressive, I didn't like the way it feels trying to grade with it. That was my negative on this, and you can see that. I'll put a link to the video about this. But after I posted the comparison video, there were a lot of people who were complaining that I didn't do a fair job of reviewing this, and that they think it's a lot better than I made it look. But opinions vary. You can make your own opinion. Nothing wrong with it. Make somebody a good tooth bar if you want it. Now something like this, it's too heavy. I'm probably not going to ship this, and it may not be worth you driving very far for it. Now, when we get to the last 2 items, those are high-dollar items that you might save a couple $1,000s over buying it new, and it might be worth it to come down here and, you know, spend a day hanging out with me and load it up. Or even if we agree on a fair price, I might drive a long way to deliver this to you. So those are things we could talk about in the comments. But let's move on to the second item that I have for sale. As I was planning to come out and record this, my plan was to take each one of the things I have for sale and mount that on the tractor to demonstrate it. But then I realized I would spend a few hours taking attachments on and off the tractor and setting everything up for a demonstration, and I already have all those video clips. So I'm just going to put clips on the screen while I talk about each item, and you'll know exactly what I'm saying. The next thing that's for sale is my Everything Attachments Wicked Bucket. I said I bought the Wicked Tooth Bar, but it was something like for $400 or $500 you could get the tooth bar, but for $800 you could get the tooth bar already professionally mounted on a larger capacity, harder material, better bucket. So this is a better bucket than the one that comes with the tractor. For my tractor, it's higher capacity, it's deeper, and it's wider, and it's made of harder material and thicker material. It's just a better bucket. And I mounted a bunch of extra hardware on the top of it. I got this big kit from Ken's Bolt-On Hooks, and it has a plate with like hooks under the plate and hooks on top of the plate and a receiver mount if you want to move trailers with it. All kinds of stuff I added to that bucket. Now, because it's bigger, you probably wouldn't want to put it on like a 1025. But if you have a John Deere 2 Series or anything with enough lift capacity to handle it, 2 Series, 3 Series, but even up to, it would probably work on like a 4 Series where it might be just slightly narrower than your bucket, but maybe have similar capacity. I don't know all the details on that. But it's a good bucket. I use it sometimes, maybe half the time when I need a bucket, I use that one. Half the time I use the other one. My other bucket has this Grapple on it. Because I like the Grapple, mostly I use the stock bucket. And both of them have a tooth bar on it, but one of them has a grapple. So I just don't need two buckets. The next thing I have for sale is my Frontier WC1105 wood chipper. This is a super heavy built wood chipper. The quality is excellent on it. Now I've made other videos where I had something negative to say about this chipper. And everything I said that's negative about it, I stand by that. That is, I like a wood chipper with a hydraulic infeed roller. This doesn't have one. Now, just a statement of fact. This is not an opinion on which is better, but as a statement of fact, a wood chipper with a hydraulic infeed has more moving parts, it's heavier, and more things to go wrong. So this one has a really heavy flywheel, but the unit is not heavy. One thing I really like about it, it's got built-in stake pockets to move the wood chipper. So it's a nice piece of equipment. The other big problem I had with this, and what I told you guys in the video, is that it's overpriced. Frontier charges way too much money for this. But I'm not trying to sell it for anywhere in the ballpark, not even half of what this retails for. So if someone buys this, they're going to get it for, I don't know, 30% or less of the retail price. And it's in great shape. So that's there if you want it. The last thing I've got for sale is the one that's hard to let go of. And I'm just honestly selling this. Well, I've got a couple reasons, but the number one reason I'm selling this is I kind of need some money for other things going on in my life. And that's just how it is. Now, I got this Stump Grinder about 2 years ago, and I just audited my channel. I have recorded 25 videos running this Stump Grinder. And I don't think I've ever ran it that wasn't on video. So I've removed around 20 stumps because some of those were replayed video clips. So I've removed around 20 stumps with this, and I've given 20 videos where I talked about what I thought about it. So if you're considering buying this, you can get my 100% real thoughts on it before I was trying to sell it. And also, because I take sponsored equipment, I'll let you know that I paid for this unit, and they didn't pay me to say nice things about it or anything like that. Now, I am sponsored by Baumalight on my other Baumalight piece of equipment, which is the trencher. But this was when I was a small channel, and you know, this was not sponsored when I originally gave my opinions on it. Now, this thing could be a serious moneymaker for you. But one reason I went ahead and decided to announce I'm selling it is because in the last month, I've gotten 2 requests for me to bid paid jobs grinding stumps. And I've got so much going on that I declined those jobs. And that's just where I'm at in life. I'm earning my money from these videos, and I've got so much work to do on my property that it's hard for me to prioritize between taking these paid jobs and working on my own projects and making videos. Now, I've got a couple paid jobs lined up doing other things, but the stump grinder, and I've got videos where I talked very specifically about what I was paid to remove a specific stump and how long it took me, and I included prep time in this. One of my videos is called $240 an hour grinding stumps. And for the time I was there grinding the stumps, I was there like 40 minutes and 45 minutes and paid $200 or something like that. And the math worked out that while I was there, I was paid $240 an hour. But I showed setup time of, I think I might have changed a couple teeth, and I don't remember what all I did, but setting it up and trailering it and hauling it and everything that went into it, and it actually took 3 or 4 hours. So I've given very real information about what it's like trying to make money with this. And I believe if you really wanted a good side income and you've already got a tractor, this machine is one of the most profitable things you can do. I also love having it just for myself. But so one reason I'm selling it is clear and obvious. I need the money, and I'm currently not using it to generate an income. Second reason is that what I am mainly doing for a living is making videos about equipment. And I've made 25 videos about this. So from a content perspective, I've shown you everything I can show you about this. And I've actually done comparisons between that grinder and other grinders. I compared it to a fixed style grinder, and I compared it to another brand of articulating grinder that was quite a bit different. And I gave my honest opinions at that time, which was basically that you're not going to find a better unit than that one. The build quality is incredible. I think you could grind 1,000 stumps with that and not wear it out. I think it's a fantastic unit. And I'll be selling it for a lot less than the price they are new. So it might be worth it for me to drive to you or for you to drive here if we can work out a number. But I'm definitely going to miss that unit if it sells. Hey, but you move on. You do what you need to do and you move on. And there's a possibility that I may get a different type of stump grinder, maybe a different brand or a different type for the tractor, maybe a skid steer stump grinder, something else I can do some comparisons with. So let me know if you guys are interested. And the biggest thing that the viewer can do, if you don't want to buy any of these 4 things, give me a price. What do you think this stuff's worth? Because I want to get a price that's fair for me and fair for the person buying it. So if you have a point of reference or can tell me what you think any of these are worth, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.